Hi folks, I'm Gary Dunshee with Big Bend Saddlery, and this month's Tack Tip I thought we'd talk a little bit about saddle horns and the different kinds and what makes them different and what you may want to choose whenever you're ordering a saddle or what you're looking for, and just helps us communicate when everybody's on the same page. Main thing about saddle horns, I guess, is going to be the height. You measure the height from the top of the swell to the top of the horn. This is a regular Texas dowley horn. It's 3.5 high. You can make them higher, but we use one 3.5 inches high, and this one has a 2.5 inch cap. Now when we say 2.5 inch cap to a saddle maker, that means 2.5 inches whenever it's in the tree. So if you measure it in the tree, it's 2.5 inches at the widest place on the tree. Whenever it's finished, like this saddle, it's wider than that. It's a 2.5 inch cap, but it finishes 3.25 inches wide at the widest place. So folks are gonna, everybody needs to be on the same page. If you see a saddle out there on the floor that you like, and it's got a 3-inch cap, and you say, I want a 3-inch cap, well, you're going to wind up with closer to a 3.5 or 3.75 inch cap when it's all done. So just keep in mind that that's in the tree when you order one from a saddle maker, or just make sure that they know I want one like that, and then they'll adjust and get it the way you want it. Some of the things that make horns different is the cant or no cant to the neck there. This one, believe it or not, has a little bit of a cant forward to it. It probably looks like it's straight up and down, but that's just from the covering. Anyway, this one's canted forward. The Texas dowley post is canted forward just a little, and then the cap is elevated just a little bit, and that makes it more of an angle. It's on the same angle as your wrist whenever you're dowleying. It has to have that. The flat caps, they can be flat, but they need to be lower. You wouldn't want a flat cap on a high horn, so when you come across like this, you're going to hit your hand on the back part of it. The ones with the flat caps are called duckbills. We have a duckbill right over here. You can see how he's kind of flat, and right across here, but he's a 1/2 inch shorter. He's only 3 inches high. And you can get a duckbill 2.5 or 2 3/4 or 3 inches high, but 3 inches is about all you want on them, because like I said, you'll run your hand into the back of that thing. And the purpose for the duckbill, it's just kind of a preference for guys that tie off as much as they dowley. You can dowley on it, or you can tie off on it. It's going to keep your rope down low to your swells, to your horse's back, where your horse can really pull good. The dowley horns are a 1/2 inch higher, and if your rope slips up on the Texas dowley horn, gets up here, it's amazing how much more leverage a rope pulling from here than down here has on your saddle, and will cause your saddle to want to tilt one direction or the other. So if you tie off about as much as you dowley, maybe a duckbill's the best one for you. If you're a straight dowley roper, you might want to go with the Texas dowley, and you can get a bigger cap, smaller cap, however you want to do it. The normal range is about a 2 to 3 inch cap. And then there's another horn we didn't talk about. There's all sorts of horns, but the two main ones we just talked about that are in style today. The third one that's in style, it's in style, but it's pretty much in the north and west, and that's a post horn. And the post horn is wooden and is made out of the same piece of wood as the swells. And you'll see them more in Wades and 3Bs, Visalia slopes, things like that. And the wood is just carved out of the wood, and they're quite a bit bigger. The Texas dowley, the duckbill, those horns are usually made out of bronze and are bolted and screwed into the tree before the rawhide's put on. The wooden post, they're part of the swells, and then the rawhide is put on. Well, I hope that helps you with understanding horns a little bit. And if we can help with anything else, feel free to call us here at Big Bend Saddlery. Thanks for watching.